Wolf gang, where you at, man? Shit.
Receipts and narratives. This is set in the West. The receipts and the reality. Lately, I've watched the internet build and destroy people's reputation in real time. As of recent, I've seen how easy it is to twist Jaguar Wright's name into something that she never stood for. I'm not here to sell conspiracy. I'm here to lay out a timeline, the receipts, and to let you decide whether it's real or if it's fake.
Powers that be have more power than the people, and that the people just have to fall in line. I speak for the victims. I speak for the people.
In 2024, Jaguar Wright's name appeared in a federal civil lawsuit that said she was working for Sean Combs, aka Diddy, and she helped traffic and assault a woman named Ashley Parham in 2018. Now, the lawsuit was filed by attorneys Ariel Mitchell and Sean R. Perez. Now, on paper, it sounds wild, but there's one huge problem. Jaguar couldn't have been there. She was incarcerated in Cook County Jail in Chicago on March 23, 2018. The math doesn't add up. This isn't about gossip. This is about how legal paperwork, YouTube commentary, and selective editing can collide and rewrite a person's history. Over this series, I'm going to walk you through what was filed, what was proven, what might have been planted piece by piece. Today, we start with the lawsuit itself. What was said, who filed it, and the first signs that something wasn't right. I'll show you a timeline, the letters Jaguar sent, and the responses she received. By the end of this episode, you'll see why that single lawsuit opened a whole storm, and maybe why it was designed to do that. Let's look at the document. It was filed in federal court by Ariel Mitchell and Sean Perez. The claim says Jaguar assisted in a sexual assault connected to Sean Combs and Ashley Parham. Now, that's a serious allegation. But there's no evidence attached. No record of her employment, no timestamp, no corroboration. Then months later, Jaguar served both attorneys with a cease and desist and a demand for retraction. Perez responded in writing by saying he would not apologize nor retract. These aren't rumors. I have the letters and the dates. Check them out right here. On March 23rd, Jaguar was in custody in Chicago. That's public record. The alleged incident was said to have happened the same day in another state, in California might be at. So either a teleporter was involved or someone didn't bother checking the timeline before filing that complaint. Now let's look who filed it. Attorney Ariel Mitchell, law school connections to a Rock Nation artist, J. Cole. I broke that. I discovered that. Sean R. Perez, publicly critical of Trump and public figures that have recently praised Jaguar. The timing is interesting because the lawsuit was filed shortly after Jaguar received the Defender of Freedom Award from retired General Michael Flynn at Mar-a-Lago.
New one.
We don't even mention the pros in a setting like this.
I know. This is my reward for surviving them.
But nobody did anything, and nobody was willing to say anything. Well, unfortunately for Diddy and a lot of people in Hollywood, there is one extremely brave woman who knew what was going on with Diddy, Jay-Z, and a lot of their past. And not only did she expose them, she absolutely has been scorching them for years. I
Coincidence? Maybe. But it's worth looking at patterns. Who benefits when a vocal critic of the industry gets discredited? When his lawsuit surfaced, some YouTubers jumped on it, snipping clips of Jaguar from long interviews and framing them like confessions. One of the platforms was Sean Atwood's channel, where Jaguar was placed along people who later turned out to have unverified stories about Diddy.
I worked for the federal government under Trump, under his first presidency. And then I came back after that, and that's how I got the state job with DCF. So, I have my government experience. I really did want to serve my country in a legal way, in a legal capacity. And that's why I do what I do now. Absolutely.
My issue is this. What Courtney is now on the hook for, which he is now telling us he received from Chris Todd, and is saying that you brought him to Chris Todd. There was at no point in time where you questioned the amount of, that's an orgy of evidence that we're talking about.
I don't know what story, who told what, when.
But I'm just saying what Courtney said to us.
I didn't watch any interview. I don't know if he said that, if he didn't say that. All I can say is I didn't meet Courtney Burgess until October 28th. So to that matter, I didn't know who he was or who he existed until that day.
During that panel, a co-host asked Jaguar if she'd met Lamisha Fuller, a woman claiming to be a victim. In fact, a woman claiming to be this woman. Jaguar said no. The host pressed her, "Are you sure?" Like he was trying to make the connection stick. Now that clip alone spread like wildfire, and suddenly the narrative was Jaguar admitted to being there. She never did. That's how context gets weaponized. I've seen this pattern before. Lawsuits get filed, the blogs explode. And then the truth quietly dies in a pile of correction that nobody reads. Whether you believe Jaguar Wright or not, what's at stake here is credibility. How easily it can be taken and how hard it is to get it back. So in the next episode, I'll break down the actual court filings, the cease and desist letters, the responses, and what they prove about this so-called case. All I ask is this: look at the paper, not the headlines. Because sometimes the setup isn't on camera, it's in a filing cabinet. This is Wolfgang Amadeus. You've been watching Receipts and Narratives. I'm going to keep it pushing.